How about this? How about that? Gonna have a bunch of weirdness going on. All right. Well, I hope this music isn't copyrighted because my uh, other cast was just flagged with all sorts of copyright, which I did not intend. I was under the impression that it was all right. All right. I got my glove on. Okay. Let's begin. So I want to do skin on this thing here, and gotta turn down my music here. All right, so I'm gonna make a new layer for that. Still gonna be under the body group here, so make a new layer and call it skin. And this is gonna be, so I have my muscle. You could see the muscle. I could turn that off anytime. My skeletal structure, I could turn that off and on, toggle that on. I'm going to keep both of them on. It'll help me. I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit so I could still see remnants, but not all of it. Okay, so for drawing skin, the color is really important. What what skin tone and what color you use, and you might be able to grab like a swatch or something somewhere. But this looks like a decent like area right here for color, and you could browse through it. It's very subtle. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's too yellow, too jaundiced. So if you're doing watercolor, it's a mixture between red, blue, and slightly green colors like this. So it's all those combined in layers. I kind of want to do the same thing almost, because there's, I'm looking at my own skin and there's translucency going on, and I kind of got a lot of that too. So I'm gonna start with, no, you know what? It's gonna make it too complicated. I'm just gonna go with like this color right here. That's all right, I guess. That looks decent enough. I'm also going to use the pencil, but I'm going to use, I don't know, I'm going to use something whiter than that. So, white. There we go. Maybe 10, 15 pixels, I think is good. No, let's go wider. 20. I don't think I need to do anything else. Okay. And adjust it a little bit. That's a good angle for me. Okay. Looks good. Let's zoom in. And I'll just start with just the face, shading in the face here. And as you can see, it's layered, right? And that's a good thing. So I want very minimal translucency. So I'm pressing lightly. Ooh, that's way too hard. Step backwards on that. So this will help me because I will be, you know, doing some shading. You know, so as long as you don't lift the pen off, you won't get a weird overlap. And I could push harder and get a darker if I wanted to as well. So, but I like to work in um, strokes on that, like a paintbrush, right? And I could always go back and correct things that I don't like. So I'm not doing this area because that's going to be saved for hair. And then some of this other stuff, oops, wrong button. That's weird. It's a weird eraser. Too rough on the eraser. Gotta adjust that too. If I do Alt Control Z for my step backwards, for some reason my NVIDIA card wants to pop up the screen capture thing, so I don't do that. Let's adjust my eraser, shall we? See? There, that's better. I like that better. Still on eraser mode. Okay. So when shading, you want to get the darkest spots are kind of where the shadows are. So see this muscle out here? So it's on the underneath this muscle kind of thing going on here. You have a pit right in here. Okay, so shade that spot darker than you would on the outside here. And again, it all depends first off where the light source is coming from, which let's create a light source. Let's go ahead and here's our little sun. It's going this direction. Okay, it's hitting that. So shadows on this side, shadows on this side, deep shadows over here. Okay, so here it's a little bit lighter because the sun is hitting this. So let's say that it's actually coming from the front. So how I indicate that is a wider base here, so it's closer to us. And then like that, just shows me depth, right? So it's hitting the front too. So sternum generally is shaded. And I'll get into the face shading too as well. So the right here are your light spots. underneath is dark. Since this arm is a little bit behind the body here, it's going to be a little darker. Yeah. Anything on the outside is lighter. Anything on the inside is a little darker as well. So like right here is a crease. See these little circles, my muscle structure circles? Gives me a good indication of where to put my darks. Is there somebody talking? Is it telling me to do something? Maybe it's part of the song. What? It keeps... Hold on, I gotta sign into this cloud or whatever, SoundCloud, because it's has an overlay that is annoying me. Is it only during playback or something? I'll do this one. There. Weird turn up the music for you guys too. And if you ever get confused about like, oh man, I don't know what to shade dark, just start somewhere light. Okay, start light somewhere. Okay. And it'll kind of naturally start to show up where you need to shade and light. Or dark, that is. While I'm doing stuff, I almost can't think and talk. Or sorry, I can't talk. I can think. I do think a lot. Just can't talk. And this takes a lot of concentration, so it's not an easy task. This is an analog skill. Okay, it's not an on-off skill. It's a continuously shifting things, kind of like driving. Driving is an analog skill. You're you're receiving information at all times, processing it at all times, making adjustments, minute adjustments at all times, just like drawing. Coming from that angle. The muscle grouping and stuff really helps with shading too, because you know where to lay down some of the thicker colors, or where some of the darker spots are, because of where the muscles are and how they're shaped. See, it's back again. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's saying. Something about channel? Your music channel? I have no idea what it's saying. I'll look up royalty free, maybe they just don't understand. This. I'm just going to turn it off. It's going to bother me. Sorry. Ah, no. All right. You're gonna have to listen to this awkward silence. I'll put in some music later through Google. How awful is this? I can't listen to music and draw. You're gonna have to draw you're just gonna have to listen to your own music, I guess. I don't know. While I do this, just turn up some tunes. Below the kneecap, there's a good shadow. There's all sorts of shadows actually in the kneecap, right? Because it's all kind of weird and bumpy. So anything that protrudes out has a shadow. Like on your face, your nose, doesn't protrude out. It doesn't have a shadow. Protrudes out doesn't have a shadow. It's a highlight. So like your nose, it's the furthest from your face, generally speaking. So it does not have a shadow, right? It's an epic highlight. Your cheeks, your eyebrows protrude out. Your lips, they have highlights at the very, I don't know, at the outermost point of your lips. Should at least. Sometimes they don't. What's going on? Okay. So this is pretty good. For me, this is pretty good. So with the eraser, I'm going to start smoothing things out, right? So start blending some of these areas. Or just making them a little smoother, right? And even though this is like stuff that's behind, there still is highlights and shadows over here too. You know, there's still highlights and reflective highlights or reflective light that comes into play. You know, it's not all. Light is very complicated. It's everywhere. It's not a small source of light either. The sun is a huge source of floods. So I feel that's pretty good. I'm going to use what's called, where's my blend tool? Is this it? Blur tool. This is a good tool right here, this blur tool. Boost up the size. This is really handy for really mixing together some colors. So you get rid of a lot of the stroke patterns, right? So just blend everything together, blur everything together. Whoa. Did not mean to do that. Am I in eraser mode? Or pen mode? Must have been in eraser mode or something. So you could see the colors kind of starting to blur together there on the face. That's a good thing. That's what I want. And I could get rid of the skeletal structure and the muscle structure and see nothing but the skin, what it looks like on somebody, right? This looks interesting. Looks like he sewed his leg together. Now I just filled in the skin, right? To me, I didn't do any of the line work or anything like that to emphasize anything. So I just filled in the skin portion of it, right? And I'll do the line stuff. I'll probably do that on top of the skeletal structure and then remove the skin right altogether. So I have, or maybe I'll keep the skin. I don't know. It's all right. So yeah, the rest I'll finish up later. Maybe I'll kind of toy around with it. I don't want to do too much yet because I'm going to add some clothing, right? I'm just not going to have a naked man standing here. Add some clothing here. Probably give him a t-shirt or something. Some shorts, pants. I don't know. You know, and maybe a hat or some hair. I don't know yet. So let's do that. Let's go into our clothing file folder, hit the new. Shirt, and it'll be a blue shirt. Looks good to me. And I'm gonna reduce the size deck down to a 1. That's my original. So clothing sits on top of your body. It's not the exact contour, so just a little on top. Right, and it doesn't conform fully. It's not spandex, so it doesn't conform fully to your muscles, but you know, somewhat. Kind of hovers above. So, you know, right here is probably a good t-shirt. This isn't Calvin Klein or anything, so it's just like a standard t-shirt. Follows the creases of where the armpits are. So the creases don't go up very high, right? They just kind of go up there and they stop. There isn't anything else to them. They just stop, right? I don't know, depending on the shirt size. I guess right here is a good stopping point. And then, I don't know, I kind of just do that. form. Just want to make sure that line is concrete. So he does kind of have a slight twist, right? A slight twist. And I do want to show that. So from here, the crease starts, and there's that. And then kind of back here, just start another line. Okay, like that. Keep your sleeves relatively the same. All right, so he's raising his arm, so the top of the sleeve here would be pretty much formed to the bicep there, and it'll come in and then back out, right? It's just like that. Like unless you're, again, we're wearing spandex, which we're not, so. And then up to the shoulder. And then, you know, generally you see a little bit of this in your t-shirt, right? So I'm gonna give him a neck, and my shirt kind of curves around, and then it almost touches my my Adam's apple, like that, and then it floats back around this way. Back that way. And same thing, because it's not spandex, it hovers just above those creases or just above those spaces, you know, so. And I wouldn't even make the shoulders that form-fitting. Okay, that's a good t-shirt, I think. That's pretty good. Good, right there. Put some crease in there. Some crease in here. Okay. That's your shirt. Yeah, looks good. All right. Whoa, Nelly. What happened? Oh, I guess I just needed to catch up. All right. I don't know. What do you think? Pants? Sure, pants. Pants. Nice. And enter. Okay. We're on pants layer mode. We have maybe some shorts. I'll I'll cut them off right below the knees, right there. Let's have some, I don't know. Yeah, that looks good. Pants kind of ride on top a lot, right? Anything kind of just rides a lot or on top a lot. And then it just kind of dangles down, like especially for shorts, they just kind of dangle here. The only real creases are right in the groin. Yeah. Okay, pockets. Where are your pockets at? Like right around here. This guy's got like surfer pants on, or shorts, I should say. I got a couple of these. My favorite pairs. It's in the closet, waiting for spring. All right, zipper part. And the rest is above, right? Like your pants usually generally end up here somewhere. Right? Okay. There's our clothed naked man. Looks good. Maybe he needs gloves. No, I don't know. Maybe a watch right here. Or a hat or something. I should do some hair. Make a new layer for hair. Hair. So halfway down, right, is where our eyebrows are. So right, like maybe center. Oops. Let's choose a color for our hair first. I don't know. Yeah, that's good. So in between the top of the head and the eyebrows is where I start my hairline, right? That's just a hairline. That's where the hair grows, you know. And I made a mistake on here previously. I said halfway between the nose and the chin. This area is where the lips meet. That's wrong. That's the bottom lip, where it's the bottom of the bottom lip. That's what that is. Okay, your chin's a lot bigger than a tiny little chin, so I made that mistake. I apologize. All right, so hair. I don't know. Let's have like a part or something. Let's give him like Tom Cruise hair from Mission Impossible, right? It's just like this part. It's like long hair. I think I'm thinking of Rogue Nations. Anyone seen that? That's a good one. Okay. It's got this long hair. I've never seen Tom Cruise with a beard. I'm not sure he can grow one. I wonder why that is. Hair I do generally just stroke by stroke. It just seems like it looks better that way for me. To me, I don't know. Maybe I should up this to 1. Or by 1, I should put it to 2 pixels. Oh my god. What, I can't do this? There. Alright. There, it's a little better. Haircuts could really make or break a person. I believe that. You know, it could make somebody look super stupid or, I don't know, charismatic. It's really not their face, it's their hair. So this is a dark spot right here, the dark spot of the hair where the crease is. Right, and then the very top spots of the hair is the highlights. These huge highlights. And then all throughout the hair are highlights as well. And hair has more color than the color itself, right? When you're doing shadows and shading, it's got darker colors in there. So, hey, there's some hair. All right, you could give him a beard as well, just some stubble, if you want. All right, faceless man, naked, clothed, faceless, hairy man. Excellent. All right. think that'll do. I'll wrap it up for right now. We'll continue on later with this guy. Maybe he's a surfer. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what he is yet.